All right, we are here with match 4 in stage 2 of our Dominaria Sealed League with our new and improved deck, since we got to add a pack to it on the end of the last stage. And you know, this pack is looking, or this hand is looking pretty all right. I like it. I'm gonna keep. Anytime I can cast one of these knights on turn 2, it feels pretty good. And I'm going to get to fetch out some lands with Skittering Surveyor to help me out just a little bit. The question will be, do I want to fetch a Plains in the hopes of being able to kick Sergeant-at-Arms on turn 6 if I can? Or do I want to fetch out another Swamp for some of my double black cards? Hopefully, we get to draw into another land before then to kind of get an idea of what we need. We're at 4 lands now, so it does seem ambitious to play to the kicking Sergeant-at-Arms, but with a turn 3 play in Skittering Surveyor and a turn 4 play potentially just Mesa Unicorn and Vicious Offering, I do believe there's potential just to hold off on Sergeant-at-Arms until turn 6. But we'll see what we draw into. Our opponent not wanting to attack into our first striker. Alright, so here's where I am going to go ahead and play this Skittering Surveyor. What color of mana do I want to get, is the question. I think I'm going to go for a Plains here, because I do believe there's only one double black card I have in the deck, and it is Josu Vess, which is very good, but I have Sarah Disciple, Sergeant-at-Arms that wants 2 white mana, and Liana Dawnbringer. So, another Plains I think it shall be. And I'm going to opt not to attack in with Knight of Grace. Not that I anticipate them to block or anything bad to happen there, but because if they don't block, I deal 2 damage. And next turn they attack in and gain 2 back. So it's just going to be a little bit back and forth and not actually much point in it. I'd rather just hold this up for any time I may need it. Call the Cavalry. This does seem to be a very good card. 2 2/2 Knights. Can't imagine they attack in here. Nope. Alright, and I got my other Swamp, so that's actually pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I will play my Mesa Unicorn. And I think I can attack in with Knight of Grace. In all reality, they probably double block it. And then I just get to Vile Offering something away, and hopefully it still lives. The only downside here is if they triple block it, which in that case I'm still getting to kill 2 of their creatures, so I feel okay about that. I do hope they don't triple block it though. They probably just let it go through. Oh, darn it, yep. A triple block. Not ideal, but I will use Vicious Offering to kill their lifelinker. And then I'll get to eat one of these knights. Okay. Don't need to sack anything because I'm just doing -2/-2. Alright. I don't feel bad about how that went. Trading off 2 of their creatures seems okay. Next turn I do get to play Yargle, and then the turn after that I can kick Sergeant at Arms. So I think that's just a good outlook for the next couple of turns. And that's even independent of drawing anything else really effective here. I can trade here if I want, but I don't really want to do that, so I will pass, because the Sergeant at Arms will block that knight very nicely. Ooh, Dark Bargain. Love this card, but I am just going to go ahead and stick to my plan. No attacks. End of turn, Blessed Light on Yargle. Alright, so it ate a pretty strong removal spell. It did its job, I suppose. Gonna get in for another 2 here, which is perfectly fine with me. And my turn. Ah, if they wouldn't have exiled my Yargle, we could have been flying with it. That would have been cool. But we get to kick Sergeant at Arms here, which is fantastic. My first time I've gotten to kick this card, and I just think it's going to be a really big swing here. Even though they're just 1/1s, they block very well. I mean, I could trade off both of them for the knight if I wanted, despite the fact I'm actually just going to put the Sergeant at Arms in his way. I just think it's a very strong card. Probably not going to attack in here, I wouldn't expect. But they do. That's odd, and it makes me feel like they have a removal spell in hand or a combat trick in hand. They do have 3 cards, and they're setting on 7 mana. But I'm going to force it out of them here. I'm going to put the Sergeant at Arms in its way and just make them go ahead and use it, which they didn't. So I don't know if they thought I just wasn't going to block that, but we got away with it. What we can do here is actually play Arcane Flight on 2 different things, and then still Dark Bargain at the end of my next end step, refilling my hand. And I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, Arcane Flight on my lifelinker, because I want life points back. And then on this guy, just because he's the most powerful. And then we're going to swing out. My opponent did send me a message of oops, meaning they probably didn't mean to attack with that knight. So you always feel bad when your opponent misclicks or something to that effect, but I blocked it fearing a combat trick, so still going to get in here for 6 damage, it looks like. I'll be able to play Dark Bargain on my end step. Unfortunately, my Unicorn got reproached, but again, trading a couple of things for removal spells is okay. Go ahead and play Dark Bargain here. So I don't really want many of these cards, but we will take the Demonic Vigor in my hand, and we will also take a Plains. Now, I'm actually going to put the Demonic Vigor on, oh gosh, Josu Vess, yes! That's awesome. So that's going to take up both my Plains. I'm not actually going to get to play Demonic Vigor here, because I'm going to be playing Josu Vess. Now, if I was playing Demonic Vigor, it would go on my Sergeant at Arms. I know it's typically a bad idea to load all your stuff onto one guy, but if he comes back to my hand, I can just recast him and kick him again. So that actually seems pretty great. But not going to do that now that I drew into Josu Vess. I'm still going to opt not to wait to kick this on 10 mana. Playing it out like it is. I'll go ahead and play my planes in case that ends up mattering for some reason. Ooh, Cabal Paladin. Still undecided on this card. Historic has been a lot easier to trigger than I expected, but 4 mana 4/2 still seems questionable. Ooh, Juggernaut. Okay, so what I do is I put this Demonic Vigor now on Josu Vess, because this guy flies, and this is just going to make him even stronger into with Menace, and actually make him unblockable. Well, I mean, he can be blocked, but if they double block him, he still lives, barring some combat trick. So I'm going to do that. Main 2, I'll play Juggernaut. They will have to block him, though, because if he goes unblocked, then they just lose the game here, right? Oh no, I'm 1 damage short. They'd be taking 8. That actually probably means I attack in with my other 1/2s or 1/1s that are just going to get eaten, though. Because if they end up spreading them out here... Oh no, they can just put it here and put it here, and they still just take 8. Yeah. I would rather kind of force them into blocking Josu Vess. I will be moving this to the front in case we do have some crazy combat tricks. I want to make sure it dies. And we do have a charge. Okay, so it's going to be enough to kill Josu Vess. But they also... no, actually the Surveyor will live through this, it looks like. But that's why I went ahead and ordered my blockers. Even when it seems like ordering the blockers may not be of utmost importance, you still want to make sure to do that. And I can't replay Josu Vess from my hand here because I don't have double black, but I do have enough for Juggernaut. Okay, so they went ahead and conceded that game. We're going to go into game 2. Let me sort this by color here. I still don't feel like I want Torgar as cool as he is. I might want a Feral Abomination. I don't actually think this card is good, but against a deck that just kind of spams a lot of stuff, and you know, they were getting the Knights and that kind of thing. He's 5 toughness, so he's out of reach of Gideon's Reproach. It seems good. I don't think I want Thalad's Soothsayer. Another Demonic Vigor actually seems alright here. I'll take the Demonic Vigor over Blessing of Belsnalok. That might be crazy, but against a deck that actually is having some combat tricks, I kind of like this. And then I need one more card to cut. And that's probably going to be... Still like Time of Ice. Seemed like they were weak to flying. They didn't have a lot to stop that. I'm going to cut Yargle. I'm going to be on the draw here. I'm going to see momentarily what kind of hand I'm going to be dealing with. Not a good one. I'm able to play Seal Away with it, which is kind of cool, but I cannot play any of my other very nice cards, so I will be mulling. And this, while not ideal, is much better. I like both the cards I have in my hand, and I can cast both of them. So that's important. And I am going to put this on the bottom. I don't want 5 lands to start with. Sparring Construct. I ended up cutting this from my deck. it felt like it was good, but it may not have actually been worth a card. So while I do think it can be worthwhile if you really want the historic triggers or need some artifacts, if you're just looking for a one-drop that does a little something, it doesn't quite get there, in my opinion. Knight of Grace, which will stop their sparring construct very nicely. Unfortunately, I have drawn into 2 more lands here, which is not ideal. Okay, so not going to stop their sparring construct. Let me be a little more clear with that. After dub, not going to happen. So I'm just going to take 3 here. Ooh, Seal Away. This is actually very good, because their creature is tapped. It's not only getting an enchantment off the field, it's getting this guy off the field. It's not letting him use his effect. Even if there was another creature here, Seal Away is not going to let him use his effect. So I believe Seal Away is actually the right call on this 1-drop. Just because I'm kind of, I'm not even 2 for 1-ing, it's like 2.5 for 1, because they're not getting his death effect here. And then I'll get to smash in for 2. Weirdly enough, I have found that even though this deck plays black, I don't really have that many black permanents, and Knight of Grace has been shockingly hard to activate to make it a 3-2. It's still good without it, but... Alright, call the Cavalry. So I'm going to have enough mana to eviscerate now, but I'm rather going to just Dark Bargain. I'm going to pass. They can't attack in without one of them getting eaten by my knight. So I'll end of turn Dark Bargain, just because I would really like to see some cards and maybe find Liana that I would be able to cast next turn, or Lyra, whatever her name is, or Josu Vess. Any one of these. I actually feel like I have quite a few bombs in this deck. Okay, so they did not want to risk either of their knights dying. Oh my, that's not what I was looking for. But I will take both Demonic Vigors then. Gosh, that's just... What do you do with 2 Demonic Vigors? Do I put them both on my knight and make it to where they can't block it, and I just deal 4? That doesn't seem that good. I mean, oh, it's 5 even, because this would be a black permanent. Sure. I'm low on creatures, and I'm low on stuff happening here, so let's do it. Next turn, I'm going to play Feral Abomination and run out all my mana anyway. So if they have Gideon's Reproach, then, well, I get Gideon's Reproached. But otherwise, I have a 5/4 first striker, and I feel confident about that. Get ready for Gideon's Reproach. No, I got in for 5. I know, and they're going to crack back for 4, but I feel accomplished. Because hopefully Feral Abomination will do a decent job of keeping them at bay. Oh no, this thing is an absolute bomb. This card is huge, and actually a card that I will be eviscerating next turn before they can use either of its effects, because this thing is just absolutely absurd. Okay, so I'm going to play my planes, not play Feral Abomination, before this guy gets to make more knights or destroy more things. Yeah, I will definitely be eviscerating it. Yeah, that card is so good. I'm curious if it has potential in a standard deck. I hope it does. I would love to see like a black-white Knights end up being a thing. Do I attack in here? I mean, what? Even if they have charge in their hand, they crack back at me for 6. I get to play a Feral Abomination next turn. Why not? Let's do it. Let's live life on the edge. Alright. So I'm probably going to get hit for at least 4. Taking me to 6. Ooh, what are they playing for? Oh, wow. Kazarov Singular Pureblood. They can't use his second effect, but he is a 4/4 flyer, so that's pretty notable. Oh, wow. Sergeant at Arms, though. This is actually just going to be better to play right now than Feral Abomination, right? Like, the problem is going to be if I end up getting to load up their Pureblood guy with some counters and he attacks in next turn. So maybe it's safer if I play my Aven Sentry to block him? But their other stuff doesn't have first strike. So even if he attacks in next turn, gets in for 4, takes me to 2, and then I play Sergeant at Arms. He gets bigger post-combat. Let's see what happens. I think I attack here. I think my only shot at winning is attacking here. So just going to block it with 1. My creature is not going to take damage, so it will not trigger this guy. And I'm going to kick Sergeant at Arms. So I'm going to have 3 blockers up. Take 4 in the air. None on the ground, theoretically. And then whenever I attack back in, hopefully I can get in for 8 somehow. Well, I'll be able to play my flyer next turn to block his flyer on the turn after. So there's that. For the record, I actually don't believe that this card, the Karazov, whatever his name is worth playing without red. His red ability is very strong, but 7 mana for a 4/4 flyer with that just stat line, I'm actually a little disappointed with, truth be told. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Now that's the card I needed. So I go ahead and enter combat. I attack with my knight. Make them, presumably they block with something, and then, yeah, that's good. I mean, maybe they just take the 5 here, believing that 3 they're safe at. Oh, I hope she doesn't die. I hope she actually gets to live. So yeah, they go to 3. Thinking it's fine. I'm going to fly in next turn. I'm going to slam down Lyra. Oh, I have to pay 1 more. So even if he attacks in, like the only case where I lose is if they kill Lyra, which maybe they're going to right here. Vicious Offering or something. Yeah. So that's probably going to be it. Like, he just has to attack in with Kazarov next turn now. That's disappointing, but that's the way it goes. Yep, on to game 3. I did feel good about how that game went, though. Truth be told, like, I don't feel like I had the best game, but I still feel like my deck did pretty well. We'll be playing first. And yeah, I'm going to keep this hand. Sergeant at Arms, I'm probably just going to be playing on turn 3. But if I can get to 5 lands for the Sphinx, Eviscerate on 4 if I need to, or Dark Bargain otherwise, seems very good. So he's on a mull to at least 6. Okay, so just 6. Looks like he's scrying now. Adamant Will off the top. A perfectly fine combat trick. One that I will not be surprised if I make hopefully good use of in this game. Okay, so I'm going to play Sergeant at Arms here. Not kicking it. Go ahead and get a board presence. And then next turn I'll have the Swamp to play Dark Bargain. Surely in what will end up being looking at 5 cards between my draw next turn, the 3 off Dark Bargain, and the draw before my 5th turn, I will find a 5th land to play Cloud Reader Sphinx. And then hopefully that just finds me, you know, my Lyra, Sarah Angel, Josu, something like that. They're really thinking about this this Sergeant at Arms, it seems. Took them a long time to let that go through. Oh, wow. Oh, sorry, I thought that was their turn. I thought we were waiting for it to go through theirs and they missed their land drop, but that was just them clicking through the last steps of mine. Ooh, so I already found my 5th land, so that's pretty exciting. I definitely am just going to be playing Dark Bargain on their end step here, because I don't have anything to eviscerate. Get in for 2 damage. This really is a quality card, and it's even at common. Just so impressed with it. Okay, Cabal Paladin. So I will definitely be taking Seal Away in a Plains. And there's Arcane Flight. That's pretty good. I can attack in here with Sergeant Arms and actually trade with their Cabal Paladin. I mean, I'm definitely trading up in that scenario. But at this point, Arcane Flight is, it's my only creature for Arcane Flight. So I'm going to play my Cloud Reader Sphinx, see what I want to do off of these 2 scries, just kind of get an idea of what my next couple turns might look like. Ooh, Sarah Angel is going to be good. I'm definitely going to be putting that Swamp on the bottom, but Sarah Angel is going to be going right to the top. So next turn I'll be able to play Arcane Flight on the Sergeant at Arms and Sarah Angel to have 3 flyers on board. So I'm not too scared about that that 4-2 right there. So I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm sure he's going to attack in here because he would like to trade with the Cloud Reader, but he actually might look at trading at the Sergeant at Arms as trading up, because I'm sure he has a main phase 2 play. Next turn, actually, instead of playing the Arcane Flight, I could play Seal Away on it if I wanted to. He's just going to make 2 knights. Alright, so Serra Angel is 6 mana. So I definitely play the Serra Angel here. I can put the Arcane Flight on this guy. Now he could attack in for 8. I'd be attacking in for... I mean, if he attacks in, though, he's going to get something eaten by Serra Angel. Trying to decide if it is better here for me to go ahead and equip the Arcane Flight and attack him with both of these guys, or if I want to leave him up on defense. And I think I might just want to slow roll this a little bit. Go ahead and equip it, but also leave him up. I mean, he's my only person without flying, so it doesn't seem like there's much reason not to equip there. And next turn I'll be able to Seal Away, Adamant Will, Eviscerate, lots of removal, combat tricks, that kind of stuff. So I attack here. What, they get through for 6 next turn? Yeah, I'm just going to attack with the Sphinx. Just attacking him with the Cobalt Paladin. So that tells me he doesn't have a whole lot to back himself up, because he knows both of those knights would just get eaten here. So I'm going to take the 4 damage. I'll get to Seal Away the Paladin next turn unless he plays something crazy. I mean, I could Seal Away and Eviscerate whatever he plays. Skittering Surveyor. Alright. And they grab a mountain. So they do have red in here for Karazov. It's important to note. Alright, so I think I Seal Away the Cabal Paladin. I hold up Eviscerate in case they do play Karazov, which seems like it has potential since they did fetch a mountain there. If I attack him with everything, Serra Angel stays up. They could get in for 3 next turn. Let me just go ahead and do this first. So I'm attacking him for 3, 6, 10 damage. Alright, so my opponent's going to get to 7 mana. So they can play Karazov off of 7. And so didn't see the card on their draw they wanted here, I guess. And, yeah. So winning another match. 5 matches in, we're 4-1. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Into the final match of Stage 2. See you guys in a minute.